Welcome back. Here we are with our final door, Star Door 14. I imagine it's going to be quite interesting considering its requirements, but first, obviously, alternate scenes. Lucy. And there was I, thinking we would never meet again. I see fate had other ideas, although I can't say I'm unhappy about that. Do we have any cards left we can whip out to avoid this? 3 Ouroboros members at once isn't what I call a fair fight, or even a winnable one. Surely you jest, Estella Bright. You've grown wonderfully since our first encounter, but I'm sure you know as much better than anyone. I'm actually looking forward to fighting you again, girlie. Don't let me down now. Wow, way to put the pressure on you guys. Lucy, does you being here mean? I'm afraid I can't answer that, dear. I'm not the real Luciola after all. Whether the real one is living or dead is something I cannot know. Oh. The answer is surely out there, however. You'll just have to wait to find it yourself once you return to your own world. But I would like to say this before I go. Your new look really suits you. Thanks. It appears our time is up. Feels very weird to be in the exact same spot a bit later. So strange. All is one and one is all. All begins with one and in the end it returns to one. Only when you've released all of the other doors shall this one open. Yes. Star Chamber. I shall grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. Alright then. Again, I love that they addressed my question in this whole thing of like, wouldn't it cause a tidal wave or a tsunami of some sort? Again, it wouldn't be tidal, but cause a wave that would destroy like anything around the lake? And they addressed it with, nah, there was a wave, didn't do it much. It's like, okay. I love that they did that. It's like, do we really need to see the entire destruction again? Is it relevant to the story? If it is, then fine. Triple dot. Triple dot. A blue blanc. Don't just stand there. Say something. Why should I be the one to break the silence? Words have no meaning in the face of such a splendorous sight. All there is for us to do is to be overwhelmed and awed by the spectacle before us. Ugh. The others still haven't come back either. Kind of crummy ending into this whole shtick, huh? Ren left the city and has since departed this region. Luciola is missing, but no good can come from us fretting for her safety. Oh, no worries on that front. I was thinking it'd be a waste for a woman like her to die so easily. So, you know, I was hoping she didn't lose her life for nothing. I quite agree. As for Louve, I feel the odds of him making it out alive are non-existent. Yeah. Damn it. If I'd known this was gonna happen, I would have finally made him fight me. He was always finding excuses to get out of it. Well, unlike us, he had a clear and specific purpose for taking part in all of this. And it looks like he may well have been able to achieve it at that. Although he met his end, I have an inkling that he, at least, is satisfied by the ending to this story. Blech. Hard to believe it's all over. Oh no, mate, it's just beginning. Just beginning. Oh, Gilbert. What? What's happening? I thought we were going to use the floating city to rule Liberl. We were going to use it to rule the whole continent. So why is this happening? This wasn't supposed to happen. Wait, did anyone ever actually say we were going to do that? Or was I just thinking on my own? I was, wasn't I? Poor Gilbert. I hate my life. All I seem to do is get humiliated by them. Oh yeah, I understand who them are, mate. And abused by Lord Campanella lately. And then to top it all off, this happens. Aw, mate. So what have we all been doing? Lord Campanella, I'm relieved to see you're well, sir. The same to you, fine gentlemen. I'm thoroughly impressed with your work ethic. It takes guts to dedicate yourselves to your duty even at a time like this. You should see what's happening outside. It's a sight to see, you know. All the mirror in the world couldn't buy you tickets to see a show that incredible. Not too late to check out the show if you head out now. Why not take a peek? I won't tattle. We couldn't possibly. We wouldn't dream of abandoning our post without permission. I suppose you wouldn't. After the training you've been through. Well, no matter, no. Mind letting me inside? I've got something I need to take care of in the sanctuary, you see. Sir? But we've been ordered not to let anyone inside without the professor's permission. Even you, Lord Campanella. He's as dead as you'll be if... Oh, he's as dead as you'll be if you won't let me through. I don't think even I get a dead man's permission now, can I? What? That's just not possible. Oh dear. Is my word worth that little to you? I'm hurt. Maybe I should have a little more fun with you like I always do with darling Gilbert. That might make you a little more inclined to have more faith in me. We weren't. Never once doubted your word. You need not trouble yourself on our behalf. That's lovely to hear. Well then, why don't you go outside and watch the show like I suggested? You're under no obligation to guard this place now that the man who ordered you to do so is no more. Gladly, sir. Good luck with your business today, sir. Just run. Mate, run. They may have served their purposes now, but it seems a terrible waste to steal their memories and toss them out like garbage. Maybe I should put them under my command. The Ouroboros symbols have disappeared. You know, the holographic ones. Even all the noise going on outside can't reach this far inside the ship by the looks of it. Just as well. I couldn't fulfill my role otherwise. Ah, there we go. Requesting access. I, Enforcer number 0, Campanella the Fool, hereby request access to the Celestial Globe in place of the third Angui, Georg Weissman. Hello, hello. Celestial Globe. We've been waiting for you. Already here, I see. The grid-like pattern is interesting. Numbers on them, I see. Empty spot for one of the Angui that's dead. I certainly never envisioned that the Faceless would perish. Poor thing. All the trouble he caused, his old friends finally caught up with him. So how exactly did he die? I'm simply dying to know. Oh, I wish you could have seen it. The poor fellow was turned completely to salt, from the top of his head to the tips of his toes. Then it all came crumbling down into itty-bitty pieces. Oh my, what a chilling way to go. I do wish I could have been there to witness it for myself. So he fell victim to the results of that singularity in North Ambria, did he? I would have loved to have seen the real thing when it first appeared. Who would have seen that coming? That guy never seemed to let his guard down even for a second. I imagine it was the work of a Dominion. Almost certainly the 5th. The position everyone previously believed to be vacant. Alright. Guess that explains why he screwed up. So what's the 5th Dominion's name then? Kevin Graham, otherwise known as the Onion Knight. He calls himself the Heretic Hunter, and he studied under the one and only Cornelia. Seemed like a real riot too. Twisted in all the right places. He studied under Cornelia now. Now I'm even more interested in him. You gotta be kidding me, Abyss. After how into Leonhard you're not even gonna mourn his loss for more than a second before sinking your eyes on a new guy? Oh my, you've got me all wrong. I assure you that I am mourning Leon's death in my own way. He's not a man I'll likely ever forget, especially as I could never get him to show even the slightest hint of interest in me to the very end. Indeed, he truly was a skilled swordsman. His loss would be keenly felt. He was the only one among the enforcers who was able to cross blades with you, I believe. Certainly of those I have fought against. I often asked him to humor me with my training. I always felt as though there was a chance he may surpass me as a swordsman one day. It makes knowing he lost his life before having a chance that much more difficult to bear. Does it now? In my opinion, the loss of the Blade Lord isn't all that significant when you look at the bigger picture. Well, yeah, I mean, it's Ouroboros. The big picture is the entire thing, really, is the best way of putting it. It's that sort of thing of like, yeah, kind of important. A tiny, predictable loss in our overall combat capabilities. Now, the loss of the Angel of Slaughter will have much more a long-term impact. Oh, the chick with the scythe? What? Oh, the chick with the scythe. I wonder if she'll come back in the end. She seemed pretty confused. That's a decision for her, and her alone to make. Maybe above them in the Ouroboros hierarchy, but that doesn't give us the right to order them around. This is the way of the society. But still, Professor, All of us here are well aware of the importance of the Gordius series. Okay. This is a law decided by the Grand Master. Just trying to figure out who the other Angry could be, because we know, was it 2 and 7? Well, I know 2 and 7. I should rephrase. Obviously, I knew 3 as well. Surely you are aware of what that means. You only need to look at Weissman's obsession with that black-haired boy to see what can come from being too fixated on someone. I mean, let's put it this way, you're going to be fixated on a black-haired boy at some point. Indeed. That very obsession proved to be his undoing. Isn't that right, Campanella? You could definitely argue it was one of the factors that led to his failure, yes. Kevin seemed like he was trying to use it to his advantage, too. Alright. I'll drop the issue. But know that as long as the 13 factories are in my care, the Gordius series will be unparalleled importance to me. So I'll be keeping an eye on her from here on to observe how well the one she has is functioning. Certainly, we'll leave that to you. I believe we've talked long enough. The time has come for the Grand Master's advent. Ooh, is that so? How thrilling. Hello. Ooh, but chills are like sort of reverence about this. I see you have all gathered. Yes, Grandmaster. With the exception of the third Angry, all are present and accounted for. Very good. You deserve my thanks for observing all that has transpired as my representative, Campanella. I am pleased to hear as much, Grandmaster. I imagine you are already aware of what transpired during the Gospel Plan, even without me relaying the details. But allow me to fulfill my most important duty. Oh. Oh my. So that's the aureole. Thank you. If only the price we paid to obtain it weren't so great. Weissman, Leonhardt, to say nothing of the countless other sacrifices, both human and otherwise, that arose through this plan. I and I alone bear responsibility for each and every one of them. That is simply not true. Please do not place the burden of blame upon yourself. The Faceless alone was at fault for his death. But if anyone should take the blame, it is we Angry who chose to overlook his behavior, rather than steer him back on the right track. No, I half expected that this is what would happen, yet I chose to leave all of the decisions in his hands. I did so because I believed that to be necessary for this world, but nonetheless, the blame is unequivocally mine. Oh, Grandmaster, why must you blame yourself so? Triple Dawn. There will inevitably be a reaction to what has happened in time. But I imagine the Church will act regarding that. Let us leave the matter to them. As you wish. Must admit that my curiosity is piqued. Well, it shall be as you desire. In that case, what should all of us do now? Triple Dot. The bells in the west have rang, and the first pack applies no more. I hereby proclaim the completion of the first phase of the Orpheus final plan. The Gospel Plan. That's the password. And the initiation of its second phase. Oh, shit. The Phantasmal Blaze Plan. Very well. Leave everything to us. We, your loyal Angry, in accordance with your wishes, shall now fully devote ourselves to the execution of your plan. Well, I wonder how that'll work out. So, it's time for the phantasmal blaze plan to begin, huh? The stage is set. At the very least, it's going to utterly dwarf the gospel plan in terms of both quality and scale. Things are finally about to get interesting. By the way, I might be the last person you want to hear this from, but would you mind stopping the whole peeping in thing, mysterious stranger? What?